Hello and welcome to Friday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we have a rare treat for you today in the form of a killer Sudoku. Just literally a plain vanilla killer Sudoku. It's called Domino. It's by SXH, for whom this is a debut on the channel. And we've had this recommended a lot. It's really sort of a resting setup. I guess it's called Domino. Well, actually, most of the cages are dominoes. There are some other cages that aren't dominoes, but certainly around the central box. Oh, look, there's a gap. But all of those, they're all dominoes. So there's a great swathe of dominoage in the grid. And this has got 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, and apparently it's really lovely. And I'm looking forward to having a go at it. I can't remember the last time I solved a killer Sudoku on the channel. And well, I'll read you the rules and explain. If you don't know what killer Sudoku is, I'll explain the rules in a moment or two's time. Now, I don't have much news for you today, so I'm going to do something a little bit unusual, which is to... Mark and I were talking the other day, apropos of nothing, about some of the older videos on the channel. And I happened to find one which brought back some great memories and which hasn't been viewed that many times. So it really is an old video of ours, sort of 5 years ago type thing. And it's about a puzzle that appeared in the Galactic Puzzle Hunt in 2019. You might say, why are you bringing this up? Well, the reason is that this puzzle... When I sort of remembered it and I started to think about it, I realised just how absolutely extraordinary it is. And it's a puzzle about word searches. So some of you, it's called Ministry of Word Searches. I don't want to give too much away, but you can see this is puzzle number, what is that? 80... Well, actually, how big is that number? That's quite a large number, isn't it? It's 87,765,254. But look, you can generate another one. Look, I've just generated a new word search, and there's a different one. That's also got a massive number. Generate another one. And you can generate all these word searches just by clicking generate a new word search. And I don't want to give too much away, but I will link the video, and I will link this puzzle under this video. And I would wholeheartedly recommend for all of you that you just have a look at it and have a think about it, because for some of you, you will gain the most extraordinary series of epiphanies that will probably make your year. And I am not exaggerating. In my opinion, that puzzle that I've just showed you is one of the great puzzles there has ever been. And we did do a video on it, and actually I rewatched a video and I thought, actually, this video is quite good. Well, I mean, I don't want to... Self-praise is no praise, but I did think that the video wasn't too bad as an explanation of what was going on. So check it all out, have a look at it, and enjoy yourselves. What else can I mention? Over on Patreon, if you really enjoy our stuff, we have our Sudoku Club, where there's lots and lots of extra content, so do check that out. It's a couple of bucks a month to join us over there. It keeps the channel going, so if you enjoy this sort of thing, then do consider it. Yeah, apart from that, nothing else to tell you. So let's have a look at the rules of Domino by SXH. They are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. And then killer cages. Digits in a cage sum to the number in the upper left corner. And in fact, we don't even need the rule about digits not being able to repeat in a cage, because all of these cages are in a single box of the Sudoku. So obviously we couldn't have a repeated digit. So those 3 add to 14, those 2 to 8, those 2 to 9, etc., etc. Do have a go. The way to play, as usual, is to click the link under the video. That will take you to a page that looks identical to this one, where you can play the puzzle on whichever device takes your fancy. But now, I get to play Let's Get Cracking. Sort of wonder whether this is set theory immediately. I mean, there's got to be a 1 in an 8 cage. Let's pick off the low-hanging fruit and see if we can see anything as a result of that. There's 2 ways of making 15, 6, 9 and 7, 8. There's 2 ways of making 6, 1, 5 and 2, 4. There's 3 ways of making 8, 4 ways of making 9 in a domino, 4 ways of making 11 in a domino. There's a lot of symmetry here, actually. Oh, no, there is. There really is. There's, yeah, here's something interesting. I don't know if this means anything, but I'm just going to show it to you. If we were to rotate this grid 180 degrees around the middle cell, yeah, and here as well, those wouldn't move. So imagine we just rotated the grid 180 degrees, spun it around this point. This 14 cage would be that 14 cage. These 8 cages would be here. This 11 cage would go there. So it's only the sort of middle columns that are providing the unique solution. Actually, hang on, let's get rid of the purple. That's distracting me. So, right, here is a thought. Ooh, I haven't thought about this for a long time. We have an empty rectangle type idea, don't we, in the corners? So what I'm looking at now is boxes 1, 3, 7 and 9. And I'm noticing that if we look at the 2x2s in these cells. Now there is a digit we can't put in any of those purple cells, and that's the digit 9. And that is sometimes called an empty rectangle pattern, where you sort of fix a digit into just a single column and a single row within a box. And it's going to do something. I don't quite know what yet, but it's definitely worthy of our consideration. And that's because there's a weird property that results from this sort of thing. If you think about... because we know the 9 in each of these boxes is in the green cells, let's firstly establish why a 9 couldn't ever go in the corner. And the reason it couldn't go in any of these corners is, let's just consider this corner. Obviously in this box now, the 9 will be in that domino. And in this box, the 9 will be in this domino. And where are you going to put a 9 in box 7 now? There is nowhere to put it. So actually, if you get this sort of pattern, you can take that digit out of the corners. And that means that you get this weird thing where, I mean, imagine the 9's in this domino. It's then in this domino, and this domino. So that is one possible disposition of the 9's. If, on the other hand, the 9 is in the lime green, the 9 will be here, here, and here. So the net effect is that you can never put 9's in these cells anymore in this puzzle. It is simply impossible, because either there'll be 9's in lime green or there'll be 9's in dark green, so you can never put 9's in these cells. Now the immediate thing I'm seeing there is for the 11 cage, look, because if we can't put 9 in there, we certainly can't put 9 in a cage that adds up to 9, because the other digit would be 0. So that is 2, 9. And that is 2, 9. So 2 and 9 are in that. Well, 9 isn't going in an 8 cage, is it? So 9 is locked into one of 2 positions. If that's a 2, then that doesn't work. Oh, that's lovely. That is absolutely lovely. What a beautiful start. Right, if this is a 2, we can't fill these cages, because if that's a 2, then how are we filling the rest of the 8 cage? There are 2 ways of making 8 in 3 digits. 1, 2, 5, which is what we're going to have here, or 1, 3, 4. But if we do decide to put 2 in here, these digits are a 1, 5 pair. But what's this 6 cage? If that's a 2, that is also a 1, 5 pair. And that's going to put 3 cells in this column which can only be selected from 2 different digits. So we will break the rules of Sudoku if we do this. So that means that's not 2, and this is a 2, 9 pair. And if we're not putting 2 in the 8 cage, the 8 cage is now 1, 3, 4. Whoops, 1, 3, 4. And does that tell us this? If this was 2, 4, that would be 4. And if this is 1, 5, that would be 1. Right, so this digit is 1 or 4, depending on the nature of the 6 cage. Now, let's think about this. Now, 9 is... here we go. 9 is also not in this cage, not in the 6 cage, so it is in the 15 cage. So this is 6, 9. So that gives us a... we've got the 9 in the middle of the puzzle. Unusual for a variant Sudoku. Normally you get 5 in the middle of the puzzle. So this is 2. 6 is in one of these squells. I'm using the word squell again. What does that do? This 7... Oh, lovely. Okay, the 7 cage up here. It's not 2, 5. It's not 1, 6. So that's 3, 4. Now the 8 cage here is now not 3, 5. So that's either 1, 7 or 2, 6. Don't think I know which. I might do if I thought hard enough about it, but I don't think I do. 9 in... Okay, 9 is in a domino in box 2, because remember again, it can't go in these these positions. I've made this very colourful, haven't I? Which I'm quite pleased about, really. Okay, 3 in this box is not in that 9 cage. And that's obviously because if it was, it would need a 6 with it, and the 6 has been hypothecated to the 15 cage. So 3 is in one of those cells. Oh, well, not that one actually, because of the 3 up here. And not, oh sorry, not that one. So 3 is placed in the bottom row. That doesn't seem to affect that 8 cage. Okay, maybe it's this 9 cage then. So this 9 cage is either... It's not 4, 5. Because if it was 4, 5, that would leave no way of filling the 6 cage. So this is either 2, 7 or 1, 8. And that's interesting for this column. Because that means this 9 cage either has 1 or 2 in it, because it's either 1, 8 or 2, 7. But this 8 cage also either has 1 or 2 in it, because it's 1, 7 or 2, 6. So between these 4 cells, the digits 1 and 2 will be used up in column 5. And that means this cell can't also be a 1. So that's 4. And this is a 1, 3 pair. So this is now 2, 4 because it can't be 1, 5. So this is now 1, 8 because it can't be 2, 7 anymore. So this is now 2, 6, which places the 6 in the middle box. This is a beautiful, beautiful puzzle. And now 5 and 7 have not made their appearance in column 5. So these squares are 5, 7 and 8, which apparently I can't do. What are those digits then? They're 5 and 7 as well. That's interesting. It looks like they want to go in separate 8 cages to me. If that's 2, 9, do we? No, we don't. What about this column then? We need 5, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay, so that's a... Oh, I see, 1. I can place 1 in this box. It has to go there. Just that Sudoku, just using those 1s, look. Okay, let's try the trick we did with 6 in this box. Because that means we can't put 7 in those 9 cages, can we? Because again, they would then become 7 and 2, and the 2's been hypothecated already. So 7's in one of those, and that's great. So now, one of these 8 cages is 1, 7, because 7 has been locked into this 2 by 2. So now 1 in the bottom row is not here, so it's over here. So now 8, this is brilliant, 8 now has to be in one of those squares, one of those squells, because 8 can't go in the 9 cage, given that 1 isn't in the 9 cage. Right, in this box it's the same as this box, isn't it? Sorry, yes, we should use the symmetry. So 7 can't go in the 9 cage because it would need a 2. So now 7, it's a bit different, isn't it? So 7 is in one of these 9 cages, so 2 is in one of these 9 cages with the 7. So now 2 in column 1 is in one of those cells, so 6 can't be in the 8 cage now, so 6 is in one of these cells. Where else? We got a 6 somewhere else, didn't we? I remember pencil marking a 6. Where was that? Was that here? I'm not sure. Okay, so we've got to think again. So these are 5, 7, 8, 9. Unless it's the 40. I've not given any thought to the 14 cages yet. I probably should do at some stage. How do we do this? Oh, okay. I see. Right, well here's a trivial point, but I'm definitely going to make it. There's 2 8 cages here, and they are not 2 6. How do we prove they were not? Oh, because the 2 couldn't go in them. So these must be 1 7 and 3 5. There are only 3 ways of making 8, and once you eliminate one of them, the other 2 must be correct. So the only common digit I'm seeing between this 1 3 5 7 quadruple and box 2 is the 3, look. So 3 has to be in one of these cells. We got a pencil mark 3 earlier as well. Oh, that was down here. Okay, so now there's no 6 in the 9 cage because there's no 3 in the 9 cage, so 6 goes into these cells. And the upshot of that is going to be, I don't know. Let's think. Can we rule out if 7? See, 7 is here, so 7's nearly being forced into these 9 cages. Which would do, actually, if we could do that, that would achieve the same thing as we've got up here, because it would, if 7 had to be in those 9 cages, then 2 in this column would be here, which would rule 2 out of there and make these 3 5 as well. But I don't think it's necessarily forced, is it? Right, sorry, I've got to think here. I'm not seeing this at the moment. This 9 cage is not 3 6 and it's not 2 7, so that is either 1 8 or 4 5. That doesn't feel like it's doing enough work. 3 in row 6 is in one of 2 places. If you put... Right, here is a thought. 6 cannot go in that 14 cage. And that is because we'd have used up all the ways of making 8. Because imagine this was 6, this domino would add up to 8. But this domino adds up to 8, this domino adds up to 8, and the other way of making 8 is with a 6, which you've just put here, so you couldn't do it. So 6 is not in the 14 cage, so 6 is in one of those cells. Now, if it was here, it would be super, because, or would it be? Actually, I don't know, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so I was thinking about 2 being in here. I'm going to change tack entirely. 2 is apparently in there. So 2 is in here as well. So 2 in this row is in one of those squares, and that's super. Because now this can't have 2 6 in it anymore. So the 6s are there, and we're going to get exactly the same logic, which is sort of anticipating because of the symmetry. Right, so these are now 1 7 3 5, which Oh, that's really strange. That doesn't seem to do it, does it? Okay, but we've got the same logic with 6. So 6 is in one of those squares, 6 is in one of these squares, 6 is cornered here as well. So if this was 6, there'd be 6 here. Oh, it's going to be something to do with whether or not 6 is forced into these 9 cages, isn't it? Or is it to do with... No, that doesn't work. I was wondering whether it was going to be to do with what high digit you have to put in the 14 cage, because the 14 cage doesn't have 6, it doesn't have 5, 6 or 7 in it. So it must have 8 or 9 in it. If it had 9 in it, it would have 2 more digits that would add up to... No, okay, so it doesn't have 9 in it. Aha, right. And is that the same up? It must be the same up here. Beautiful. I'm not actually sure this is going to add very much to our knowledge, but it's going to give me 6 9 pairs. Okay, so what I've noticed is if you put 9 in the 14 cage, the 2 digits that must accompany the 9 would have to be either 1 4, which can't happen because the 1's here, or 2 3, which can't happen because the 3's here. So there is no 9 in that 14 cage, and that means these 2 digits are a 6 9 pair. And there is now 2, this is now 2 4 8 into here. Which, we don't know, we don't quite know. It is 2 4 8. Now that logic must apply up here, mustn't it? Exactly the same. So these are 6 9, and this is 2 4 8. But the 2 seems to be more known about. Yes, because of these 2. So 2 is not there. So this is 4 or 8. 2 is here. And that logic doesn't apply the other way round, apparently, which is slightly surprising, but okay. So if this is 6, that's 6. Oh, okay. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to notate that. I'm just going to get rid of a bit of the colouring to try and keep track of this, because if this is 6... Yeah, if this is 6, 6 is in that domino, so 6 is exactly there in box 1. But if this is 9, it's exactly the same logic. 9 would be in one of those 2 squares, so that's forced into this digit as well. So these 2 are the same, and these 2 are the same. And if you're going to say to me, yes, but what does that do? That would be a very fair question. I don't know the answer to that. It's got to be something to do with... I don't know. It's... I'm not sure. So if... Oh, I see, that digit goes there. I hadn't seen that. Right, so the blue digit is in one of those 2 squares in box 7. And that is an orange digit. So the orange digit is in one of those... Okay, let's get rid of the purple highlighting now in case we are going to need to take our orange highlighting a bit further. Orange is in one of those. Obviously, if orange is 9, it would have to be here. What do we say these were? 5, 7, 8, 9. I've got a bit ham on the pencil marking, haven't I? That can't be 9 ever. Which I'm not delighted by, actually. I shouldn't really have done this. I should have been a little bit more temperate in how I went about my pencil markage. Right, well, what do we do? What do we do now? I've got 6's communicating. So these squares, there's going to have to be some coordination between those squares, isn't there? They can't all be different. There's only 3 different digits. So whatever is common among these 2 digits and these 2 digits is going to get forced into the 9 cages. Now, is there a digit that we don't think can go in there? I don't think so. So these... What do I know about... Is it something to do with 8s then? If that's 8, that would be 8. So these two digits would be the same. Then 8 would be in here. Oh, this is fascinating actually. It is a really interesting puzzle, and I'm cross with myself because I can't see what to do. If 1 was here, then 8 would be coordinating all round the grid, and we couldn't have any 8s in these positions. But if 1 was in here, this would be 1, 8. 1 would be here. Then 8. Then what would that mean? No, that would mean this would be 1, 7, 8. Oh, it's close to being figured out. 3, 5, 7. I don't know what to do. Okay, let's try thinking about these digits now. I don't know actually. I'm not sure where to look. Maybe it's back up here. Is there something clever that we can do with orange? It doesn't look like it. If orange was 9, there would be orange here. And then that would be orange, that would be orange, that would be orange. But if blue was 9, then blue would be here. Blue, no, I think that would be much less powerful. Okay. Okay, so we need to think harder. Where is the breakthrough? It might be I'm meant to pencil mark more fully than I have. I feel like I've already sort of pencil marked quite diligently. Okay, let's think about that 9 cage. That can't be 4, 5, and it can't be 2, 7. So this is 3, 6, or 1, 8. Right, so between these 3 squares, 1 and 3 are used up in the row. I don't think that's interesting, is it? It means if 3 is in here, there's a 3 in the corner. And if 1 is in here, then 1 and 8 live outside of this box. Oh, I know it's something to do with these 14 cages. I wish I could just figure it out. How did I get 2s there? That was because of these 2s and the fact somehow I worked out 2 was a digit in there. Can I do that somehow? Do I know that 2 is in there? Or is that total and utter gibberish? How did I work out that there was a 2 in here? Oh, was that something to do with 7s? Ah, yeah, that was 7s over that way. But I don't think I've got that luxury over here. I do know that 7 is in one of those squares, so 7 is not there. But I don't think I know one of these is a 7, unless I've missed a trick, which I could have done. No, 6 is definitely parading itself for all to see around that junction. Okay, don't know, not sure. This is either 4, 5, which would put a 5 here, or it's 1, 8, which would put an 8 here. So this is never 7, apparently. Can that be true? Seems true. Yeah, this box must hold that digit, so that's 5 or 8. So 7 is in one of those squares, so that's not 7 and that's not 7. And then this domino, see, this is a horrible domino. I don't want to pencil mark it. I really don't want to. There, I've said it. Okay. Okay, well, we've only had half an hour, so we've still got to keep ourselves in the game here. 2. Is there something we can... I think it might be to do with these 2, 4, 8 cages. Although, I have to say, I'm not sure. I really am not sure. If... or... no, I don't know. I don't know. Could we say, if 6 is orange, what are we saying over here then? We're saying that orange would be here, aren't we? In fact, orange is always there. Because orange, whether it's 6 or 9, it's not going in there, is it? So orange is in those squares. Therefore, orange is in one of these 3 squares. If it's 9, it's there. If it's 6, I actually think it could be here. That would be... I mean, these are blue and orange in some order. Oh, what am I missing? What am I missing? These squares have got to be selected from 2, 7, yeah, 1, 8. Okay, I can't see an issue with 1, 8. Or 4, 5. That would put 5 here. And 4. Oh, gosh, I tell you what I haven't thought about at all. It can't be the secret, can it? The secret is something I share with only my very favourite people. And now I'm terrified that I haven't thought of the secret at all. And I will share it with you if you're watching this video still. The secret of Sudoku is that any box of Sudoku sums to 45 because it will contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. So these digits add up. Ah, that's interesting. So they add up to 16, which is going to be the same over here. So I wonder if we have to somehow colour these 9 cages against each other. Because there's a sort of fictitious 9 cage in these cells. Which is not, it's definitely not 2, 7, so it's either 4, 5, 1, 8 or 3, 6. But maybe there's one of those that won't work. Yeah, how could it be 3, 6? That's an interesting question. Because if it was 3, 6 in here, then let's just play that through in our brains. If that's 3, 6, this is 3, 6, and now both orange and blue have 6 looking at them. Because this is 3, 6 and that's 3, 6, so that's not possible. We know one of these is 6. So in fact, the domino here is not 6, which means 3, 6 is in there, and that pairs up, look, with a 3 here, and we can ask where 3 goes in this row, and it can only go in that position. And don't tell me that doesn't do anything. I've got a horrible suspicion that's not doing anything. Oh, that felt quite... no, not a brilliant deduction, but it felt... oh, lovely. Yeah. Look at this now. 3 is in there. So this is 2, 7, and this is 2, 7 and 3, 6 into this business. And now 6 is common between there and there, which means that can't be a third 6 in these 2 rows. In these two rows, there are only 2 6s. One in this row, one in this row. We've worked out there's a 6 in there. There's obviously a 6 in there. So blue is now 9, which means orange is now 6. So let's fill all these in. So now there isn't a 6 at the top there, which means there isn't a 3 at the bottom, because one of these is going to go 6 3. Oh, we know which one. It's this one. That's got to be 6 3. So this one is 2 7. This one is now 9. That's 2. Right, so I think we're getting there now. So the 7 comes out of there. So 1 comes out of there. 3 comes out of there. So 5 comes out of there. Sorry, brief interruption there. Well, not brief. I had to go and do story time. So Famous 5 has been read, and all is well in the world. But I had to take a hiatus from the puzzle. So I think we'd just broken the back of it, hadn't we? We got the 6s and the 9s, and we were about to hopefully finish off. So I shouldn't have said that actually. So that means we can do a little bit of tidying up here, and we can say that maybe this column is done. What do we need? We need 5 8. Oh gosh, my scanning's gone. 4 5 8. Is it in the column that's not been put in? So this can't be 1. Let's get rid of that. So these are 4 5 and 8. We might be able to do better. Let's see. Yeah, we can get rid of 5 from there. So that's 4 or 8. That's 5 or 8. That one goes over there. So this is 4 5 or 1, but it's not 5. So that is 1 or 4. 4. And this is not 4 anymore. So this is 5 8, and then we get a 4 down here. That's lovely. Right, that 4 is for many reasons. Firstly, it's definitely not a blue digit anymore, is it? Whoops. So that's the blue digit. This is a 4. This is a 2 8. That's no longer 8, but we know these digits. What are they? 1 5 8? I think that's 1 5 8. And if that's true, with that not being... Oh, this is a 1 in the corner, which is quite nice. So now this is an 8 by Sudoku. So this is 2 4. And we know these digits, which are 3 6 7 by the looks of things. And the 6 7 is very handy for the following reason. Come on, brain, come up with a reason. Or is that 8? Oh, that 8's nice. So this is 5 7. This is 8 9. Oh no, that doesn't resolve. Oh, bobbins. Oh, 6 is definitely not in those squares. I think we might have already known that. Oh no, hang on. No, that's interesting. So 9 is in one of these squares. 3. 3. Oh my goodness, look, there's a 3 in the corner. I've got 3s in those, and I've got 3s pencil marked here. I don't know if that's... I can't even remember why we did that. But why have I got 3 and 6 in there? Yeah, I remember. It was because if 3 and 6 had been there, we worked out we would have had 6 looking at both of those digits, and one of those had to be a 6. That's okay. So 3 is... Oh, sorry, this has been available for ages, but 3, 3. So we can't have more 3s in columns 8, 7, and 8. So there is a 3 in the corner. And that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. And now we've got 2, 4, 9 here. And probably we can do better than this. Hang on, let's just work this out. It must be nearly done now. How do we finish this off? This is 2, 4, 9. Well, by uniqueness, it's not going to be a 2, 9 pair, because then there would be no way to resolve these 4 cells in a unique way. So I do know this will end up being 4, 9, but we don't use uniqueness when we're solving or cracking the cryptic, because we treat it as if we're solving the puzzle as a tester rather than as a somebody who knows the puzzle has a unique solution. Right, one thing I've just noticed is that 6 can't be there. So 6 is on this side, which means 3 is on this side. So there is no 3 here, which means that little digit is not 3. That little digit is not 6. So, okay, so as 3 is in this domino, 3 is not on that side, so that means 5 is not on this side. So these are from 1, 5 and 7 now. Oh, something must be... Oh, 3. There we go. This 3. That's not 5 and 3, is it? So that's got to be a 1, 7 pair. And this has got to be a 5, 3 in a specific order. And therefore... yeah, 5. That means this is 5, this is 8, this is 8, this is 1. This is 4, this is 2, this is 2, this is 7. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Don't be recalcitrant now. What's all this doing? I don't know. I felt like I've filled in a lot of digits there and not actually got much reward. I suppose that's definitely orange. That's definitely blue. We know that... oh, I know the 9-8 order, don't I? That's going to be useful. He says, hopefully. Well, I mean, 8's in one of those 3 squares. Do I know more than that somehow? I don't know. Can either of these be 8-1? I think they could both be 8-1. Ah, 4 here is useful. That's pushing 4 into this domino. So this is a 4-5 pair. That might do it. Yeah, that's good here. Look, this is now 1-8 pair. So this is a 4-5 pair. So this is a 5-7-8. Yeah, there we go. 5-7. What a lovely, lovely puzzle. This is now 3-6, isn't it? And I know the order. And this, I know the order of the 4-5 as well. So this digit is not 4. I've got a 2-9 pair in this column. So this is not 2-7. This can only be 1-8 of the options that are available, and we know the order of that. So 1-7 goes in. We can get rid of our 8 pencil mark. And this has got to be 2-7, I think. Can't be 3-6, can't be 4-5, can't be 1-8. So it is 2-7. Apparently I don't know the order. Ooh, that's an interruption of indigo. So that's now 9, that's 4, that's 9, that's 2. These squares are a 5-6 pair. That 2 puts a 2 in this corner. So we've now had 1, 2, 3. I wonder if we're going to get a 4. No, we're going to get a 2 again. 4 here, 2 here. So the symmetry is preserved. 4, 3, 3, 1, 5, 7, 7, 2, 2, griefs. Ah, nearly made a mistake. 6, 5, 5, 7, and yeah, so we are finished now, I think. 6, 7, 7, 1, 8. What a brilliant puzzle that is. Okay, so let's clear up our colouring. Make sure that it's all looking tickety-boo. 9 is blue, 6 is orange, 6 is orange, 8 is nothing. 9 is blue, 6 is orange. We should have 1 orange digit and 1 blue digit in every box. And if we haven't made a ricket, we have solved the puzzle. Which was a terrific puzzle. Absolutely terrific. It's really quite deep, some of the logic in that. I loved the symmetry at the start. I loved the fact that it was sort of empty rectangles with 9s. Let me try and remember what we had to do. So then we had to think about... We knew that made 2 9 pairs in these 11 cages. That gave us 2 9 here, told us the nature of the 8 cage. But then it was about things like noticing that because 2 couldn't go in these cages, 7s had to go in the wings. And in the end, sort of working our way down to the 14 cages, and from there. Yeah, but then there was that tricky point, wasn't there, that I did just before I read the children's story, which is, yeah, it was thinking about this domino. That's how I got it. I don't know if there were other ways, but working out that because one of these had to be 6, it wasn't possible to have a 3-6 pair there. And that was the break-in. That really did. So once I came back, it was fairly straightforward to finish off. But before that, I definitely was finding it sticky indeed. It's a brilliant debut. SXH. I have to be careful how you say that. Take a bow, my friend. That was brilliant. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.